sport, London, the heat, the football, etc., that some people are probably taking their sweet time to sort of head on in. I mean, we've got some people coming in from Scotland, we've got Ireland, all right? So, as we know, some people have got some other excuses, but we just don't know, right? So, we're looking forward to the weekend. A couple of administration pieces first, all right? So, in the event of a fire gang, we can see that this is not going to be the fire exit because the gate is locked, okay? So, we want you to go out where you came in and then straight through the door and out, okay? Toilets. Now, there's going to be plenty of you moving around today, okay? There's going to be plenty of coffee and plenty of water. We have got the toilets, which are going to be in that middle foyer position. Please keep them as you found them, okay? You know, as affiliate owners and coaches, we're always asking people to leave it as they found it. So, no thumb tape, etc., etc. And then apart from that, really, team, what we just want to do to get it out the way and to make sure that we acknowledge those that have helped support this weekend, we just want to just mention some of our sponsors, people like the Defiant Co, right, which has been able to provide us with the notepads, okay? We've got Fit Aid, who are going to be providing all refreshments this weekend. So the reason that the coffee is there and that lunch is provided, where we've got a local pizza joint that are going to just set up a food truck out there where we can kind of help ourselves to it. Please go and sure you speak to Heist and just sort of see, you know, how Fit Aid can fit into your affiliates. Okay, we've got Yeti, yeah, in terms of like, you know, provision of your special coffee cup. It'll probably go next to the other CrossFit affiliate one you've got, all right? But again, this one's a special one because I heard it fits into the car the best, all right? And it's really good for a flat white. We've got Velites, all right? So Velites have kindly put the swag bag together, right? We're always after, you know, new skipping ropes and grips, etc. And so make sure you go and connect with those guys because they've got some great sort of offerings in regards to, you know, what you can do and leverage at the affiliate, etc. And then I'll go into the speakers in a second, right? But again, we've got a couple of people that we want you to listen to. We think their message is going to be, you know, somewhat important, just in terms of some ideas and to get, you know, the brains moving on how we can facilitate more people, help more people, etc., and certain ways about going about that. Now, we talk about coming back to the foundations, right? And that's part of the reason why we're here today at CrossFit Central London. It was a conversation in passing that I had with Ian and Marina where it was like, hey, if you ever need anything, let us know. Now, the reason why we wanted to come back here is CrossFit Central London is probably one of the most significant affiliates that is in the UK and Ireland. They have had over 2,500 people come through here, whether it be in the level 1 or the level 2, and from that, we have given birth to basically the UK and Ireland's affiliate family. So as we can see, some of you might not have been here for a period of time, but 3 years ago, me and Marina have taken over this facility and they've invested into it and bringing it up to the standard of which we're kind of expected for what we would say somewhere which we want CrossFit to be delivered and delivered to a high standard as well. Now, in terms of the schedule today, we're going to have a quick look at the owner schedule and I'll go through the coaching schedule, right? So basically, me and Gareth are just going to stand up here. We're going to riff a little bit. We're going to just go through what we're trying to achieve with this day, okay? And then more so just what we're trying to achieve with the CrossFit UK and Ireland in general. We're then going to lead that conversation. So some of the things in which we've kind of found about is like, well, how do we find more people to help, all right? And so in that first round table, we're going to be kind of like navigating in and around, all right, what you guys do, because that's the important bit, is to understand what you guys do to find people who you resonate with. We are going to bring Will in, right? Now, Will is someone who, works at a very well-established CrossFit affiliate in terms of CrossFit Bath, and it's someone that I've been able to learn of, and I found that has enhanced my affiliate. And I just want him to basically talk about certain things, what they do. And part of the reason why, Team Kid, is that, you know, they have got a large population there. They look at how they can service a number of people, and those people stay engaged and are super happy. Nick, where is he? I've just seen him turn up, all right? better late than never, mate. No, I'm joking, all right? So I just want Nick to kind of like go through a couple of things in which he's trying to do at the moment. Gang, the UK and Ireland, costs are going up. Okay, and what we want to do is have an understanding of like, if there's anything that we can do as a collective to support Nick, who's working in, I guess, very close to Westminster now and trying to do some lobbying and what have you. So he can just give us a little bit of insight to that. Lunch, that's going to be provided by Fit Aid, as I said, right? So we're going to just grab some pizzas, etc. And then we've got Dan coming in this afternoon, right? So for those of you that don't know Dan Chaffee, right? Dan is the owner of the CrossFit Louvre group, right? He owns 3 affiliates in France, okay? He basically turned up and showed us how to, I guess, scale a CrossFit affiliate. Now, it's not saying that this is what we all want to achieve, etc., but success leaves clues, team, right? Passion that you have in order to deliver at your affiliate needs to burn in a profit flame, yeah? Because otherwise it will dwell over time. And so Dan has got an idea in terms of like, how do you manage all these new members? How do you integrate these people within your community? Because integration is a key part. And it's not necessarily something that we do as a community particularly well. You know, if I just use High Rocks as an example, oh, High Rocks, just a long wad, isn't it? It's like, come on, team. Do you know what is it? How can we leverage it? How do we bring people in? How do we make them feel as if they belong? And then that integration piece, okay, we want you to go away with a couple of tangible ideas today in regards to like, you know, what is it that we have come down to learn today and then move away and take into our affiliates, and whether that's, as I said, as an affiliate owner or as a coach, all right? And so that integration piece, we're going to speak with one another. We're going to make sure that, you know, we leave with some of those ideas. The other part, right, is in terms of like building better trainers a little bit later on. I'll leave quite a little bit of that until I actually stand up and I guess go through it in a little bit more detail. But, you know, fundamentally, what we provide is a service. That service is generally, okay, and now it starts on a simple, most basic level, a 60-minute class. And this is my, I guess, opinion on certain things that what we can do to help develop our staff by creating or understanding a system in terms of delivery. Now, that system of delivery is something that some of, or most of you who've got a level 2 will have some familiarity with, and that is how we take tell, show, do, and check, wicker, and then start to look at how we manage threshold training. And I just want you to move away and take away a couple of ideas for that one. Then what do all good communities do? Well, we suffer together. We'll do a little bit of a workout, okay? And then we'll just have a bit of a Q&A and send you on your way, all right? So again, we just want it to be sort of super fun-filled, etc. In terms of the coaches track, okay, what we want you to do is that we've got Bergner Strength down here with Artur. Okay, Artur is come all the way over from Poland. He's a very well-established seminar staff member as well. So he's going to be just taking through what is one of the hierarchical sections of that pyramid, all right? So again, that weightlifting, the snatch, clean, and jerk, and just, you know, giving you a little bit more insight in terms of some skills and drills you can use within that. But please have a chat and conversation with him. I'm then going to flip you over to Gareth, all right, on the coach's side, all right, and Matthias, right? These are guys, Gareth just passed his level 4. Yeah, well done, well done, well done. Matthias is a box owner over in Brazil. Okay, he is currently one of the head trainers here at part of the My Life group, which is CrossFit Central London. And he is going to be working with Gareth in terms of a little bit more of the application in regards to, you know, the tell, show, do, how we articulate it, what do we want to do, where do we want to position ourselves, and moving into the seeing and correcting. We'll then have a break for lunch and we'll all come together, and then in the evening, in the afternoon session, me and Matthias are probably are going to come together. We're going to have a look at that wicker piece, the watch, identify that cue, check, acknowledge, repeat, and then we're going to just try and tie it all together, all right? So at least then that everyone who's taking part in that can take it to their various gyms. And then Artur's going to just bookend that work with what are you doing in the morning, Artur? He's chatting away. If he does snatch in the morning, he's going to do clean and jerk in the afternoon, and then vice versa, all right? Cool. All right then, gang. So that's the intro, right? Now I'm just going to go through a little bit of the kind of spiel, etc. All right? So it's taken a little bit of preparedness, right? I want to, you know, be very transparent and honest with you. in regards to the positions and what me and Gareth are trying to do for, you know, the CrossFit in UK and Ireland, right? Bit of inspiration, you know, in terms of like why you started. Every single person here made a decision at some point, probably at the moment when people close to them thought they were a bit mad. My mum was going to get me committed when I came back from Australia, thinking, oh, okay, this guy wants to open up a gym. Haven't got a clue why. We get up early and we open the doors for strangers, effectively, strangers who hopefully and eventually become friends. And the idea that people's lives can be, I guess, genuinely better because of the things that we do daily. That decision didn't come from a business plan. It came from somewhere much deeper than that. Most of you felt that the first time you did CrossFit and you took part in a class. You finished and you went, what the fuck was that? Okay, I need more of it. The thing that you can't quite put into words, but you know it's something different. Someone who cared, a room full of people who wanted you to finish and be successful, and a version of yourself at the end of that workout, on the floor, gasping for breath, who felt more alive than you had done in years. My story is no different to your story. CrossFit changed my life. That's why you're here today, right? That feeling, that moment, that thing that you wanted to give other people. I want you to hold on to that, and because that's everything that we're going to talk through and about today, right? It all comes back to that and how it's made you feel. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush. One of the biggest things that we also have to talk about is accountability, all right? And this is the honest reckoning. Over the past 2 years, Gareth and I have been fortunate enough to speak with as many affiliate owners, trainers and coaches and people within the community across the UK and Ireland as we possibly can. We want to understand you, the market, and what we need to do in order to move forward. Your models, your challenges, okay, your wins. We've visited boxes, we've had calls, we've done roundtables, okay, and catching up at events, something like this, and we've done it for a number of years, okay? Conversations, and those conversations are everything to do with CrossFit, because guess what? That's all we know, all right? Constantly varied functional movements executed at high intensity. We bore other people with it, but sometimes we find people who like to listen, and those people are generally within this room. This is what we found. A successful affiliate is the one whose owner's passion still burns bright. Some have 100 members, some have 50. Some are in industrial units, some are in back gardens, parks and garages. Some have full-time staff, and some are still coaching every hour of the day. There are many ways to skin the cat, and those ways are a number of affiliates that we have in this country. And that's the important thing, right, team? It's that there is no one way. And that's fine. That's actually one of the things in which we all love about the affiliate model, is that we can do what we want to do, okay? Nobody handed us a franchise manual, all right? You wouldn't have signed up for that. We're figuring it out as we go along, all the time. But here's the part that's harder to say, and I'm going to say it anyway, and that's because that's the point of today. In talking to affiliate owners, we've noticed something else, and this is the hard bit. The responsibility of our success, our happiness, our passion, lands directly at our own feet. Everyone in this room deeply cares about what they do, but life gets in the way. The day-to-day of running a business gets in the way. Retention, headaches, get in the way. Admin, social media, programming, staff, rent, and more recently, and why Nick is going to go into it in a bit more detail, rates. Yeah? Everyone here love playing? No? No, neither do I, right? And slowly, even out without realizing it, right? Some of those things start to affect us, right? They blunt what makes the affiliate special. The thing that is the whole point can quietly slide down that priority list, right? And there's only so much that we can do, and only so much CrossFit can tell you what to do. But one thing that Gareth and I want to kind of stress is, right, what you can take responsibility for is the coaching, is the class experience, and the connection with your community. And that's the good news, because it means it's all within your control and it's down to you to fix, learn, and make it what you want it to be. Now, that's enough from me for a little bit. In order to understand where we're at, we just want to give you some visual representation of a couple of models which we see across the community, okay? We've developed our own affiliate owner proximity wheel. In fact, I think we used Claude to do it. We came up with the idea, we had a conversation, and Gareth just told it what to do, and it's given us some visual representation. We will give Will some credit. All right? The model is sort of kind of based on his. But Gareth is going to take you through those examples now, how they're different. We want you to kind of sort of think about it. And then I'll just sort of like come back about, you know, how we're going to use that information this weekend. We're going to give you some tools to walk away from. All right, so Gareth, come on, jump up.
Thank you, mate. Team, I'm going to ask for 3 bits of forgiveness from you before I start. First one, public speaking is not my jam, all right? It's something that I'm trying to improve every time I stand in front of you. The second one is these t-shirts are extremely tight, all right? So I'm going to apologize on my behalf and also Will's behalf when he comes on in a second. The third and final one, my hotel room decided to have a fire alarm from 2 a.m. till about 4:30 last night. And I've also got a 12-week-old. So if I'm having a conversation with you later and I'm glassy-eyed, just make sure I'm still awake, all right? So, like Andy mentioned, over the last 2 years, we've been chatting to gym owners, chatting to coaches, and trying to build a bit of a model of what CrossFit affiliates are in the UK and Ireland. And we've kind of found 4 circles, 4 groups of gyms. So this would be group 1. Most of us will identify with this as maybe where we are now or where we started. So at the center is the owner. This is an owner-operator model. We had direct contact with our members every single day. We're coaching every class, we're cleaning the toilets, we're answering the sales call. What we probably didn't realize then, but we hopefully do now, is that our actions as an owner weren't only interacting with our members, but also our members' friends and family, and even our members' co-workers and ad hoc meetings. Does that make sense? Good, getting some nods, we're on to a good start. Over time, we might have got some part-time staff. So maybe we've managed to convince someone to do the weekend classes for us, or that 6 a.m. class so we don't have to do it every day. But the circle's just got a little bit bigger with that extra layer. Some of us might be working towards having full-time staff. We're still in the center though. Is this making sense? Yeah? So we're still in the center. We've got our full-time staff, part-time staff, our members, friends and family, our member co-workers and ad hoc meeting. The last one, which I'll put up quickly, is this really big circle where we've got the owner, heads of department, full-time staff, part-time staff, members, etc., etc. I think that the majority of us in the UK sit between these two. I'm going to leave this one up for now because this kind of represents my affiliates, so it's a little bit easier for me to speak about. Have a look at the loops on the screen. Every one I've shown you, in the middle is the owner, and that's you guys. Regardless of which loop you identify with, you're at the core, and you're always going to be at the core. The thing I want you guys to understand, and what we've discovered over the last 2 years, is when you're at the core of that, or the center of that core, and you have an interaction, those interactions ripple out. So if I go into work tomorrow and I'm super pissed off, my full-time staff are going to get upset with me. My part-time staff are probably going to get upset with my full-time staff because it's going to trickle out to them. My members are going to feel it, the members, friends and family, and the ad hoc meetings that they have are all going to be affected by that. The thing I want you guys to sit with is you are at the center of your affiliate and your actions matter. The whole thing rises and falls on you. And I think that's really important. When you're on fire and you're rocking and rolling, your affiliate's on fire and rocking and rolling. So some of the stuff that we're going to talk about today is just going to help you make that a little bit better. And I'm not after dramatic changes, I'm just after 1%. 1% better today, 1% better tomorrow, 1% better on Monday. There's a line when I was putting these together with Claude and Andy, and Will's lovely flyer was in the corner, and I went, proximity loops, I'm going to steal that. I'm not going to tell him before I start stealing it. There was a line that popped up, and it popped up into my head because I've been watching YouTube that morning. And hopefully no one's going to tell Marvel of this, but everyone knows Spider-Man? Everyone knows Uncle Ben? Everyone knows the lesson that he gave Peter Parker? With great power comes great responsibility? I think that's a perfect description for the affiliate owners in this room. You sit at the end of this circle, you sit at the center of this circle, sorry, and you don't realize how much consequence your actions have. Does that make sense? Sweet.
Cool. All right, so community then, team, right? This is what we're all here for. These are the proximity loops, affiliate proximity loops that we have within our community. Every single dot on that map, and it sort of resonates out in terms of like, you know, whether that be in a school and so on and so forth. And underneath all this variation, all right, the one thing that what we're trying to do is to be the glue between each one of those affiliates. And it's super important. Talks about consistency ever so slightly. We've got different setups, different models, different structures, and one thread that runs through every single affiliate that's genuinely thriving. And I don't want to say it's a definition of what a CrossFit affiliate is, but we don't have one, and I'd like to propose one for us here in the UK. And I just want to elaborate on it in a little bit. And it's the thing that we can all be, and we can all do, and we can all put our own little flavour to it. And what it is, it's elegant CrossFit executed with coaching excellence in a community where people genuinely feel they belong. Not all communities are going to be the same, but what glues us together is that ability to deliver elegant CrossFit. And what do we want to do, and what sets us apart from every other fitness modality out there is coaching excellence. Now, just to break this down ever so slightly, elegant CrossFit, what I'm talking about there is by which CrossFit is delivered in the way it was intended. It's thoughtful, it's purposeful, it's scaled appropriately, and with attention to the person that is in front of you, not just the whiteboard, not just standing there counting down the time. Coaching excellence. It's not just knowing the movement standards, it's actually coaching. It's cueing, it's seeing, it's correcting, it's being present with the people in front of you, and it's not just managing the session. Can we honestly say that happens at every single affiliate across the country? Sorry? No? Yes? We don't know. All right? We don't know. But now we're having a conversation, we can kind of start to see where we want to go. We want you to deliver world-class fitness, team, and I'll talk a bit about that later today. The community. It's the things that makes people drive past 3 other gyms to get to your gym. It's the reason why members bring their partners, tell their friends, bore people to death about how fit they've become, how much weight they've lost, how much happier they are. And it's the reason why someone who's moved away from your affiliate because life takes them in a different direction, and they look back at their time at your box with fondness. It's these 3 things are not complicated. Would we agree? Not complicated to do, not too hard to fix if they're broken. But here's the other thing as a business owner. Are any of these things expensive? Do they cost you any money? No. A little bit of time. They don't require anything like a new piece of equipment, like a new software package, okay? Or some fancy business consultant to tell you what to do. All right? That's not what we're here about. That's not what CrossFit's here about. We're here to give you the tools, the conversations and the ideas to take and do with it what you will. And that's what this gathering's about, right? Not telling you what to do. We want you to tell each other about what your successes are, and we want you to share, and we can always move away and just take something on board. Now, in order for us to do that, we need to build trust, we need to have transparency, and we want you to be honest about where you're at when you have the conversations, okay? But we want you to be honest about where you are thriving, what you are doing well, because that is the things that we need to know. But we also want to understand what your challenges are, okay? Because that allows us to have that conversation to go in a particular kind of direction. For those of you who've done the roundtables in the past will know this is what we do every time that you sign in, is that we try and find the right answers to the questions, etc. And that can come down, I know some of you here are coaches and not just affiliate owners, but here's the thing. What we talk about with affiliate owners is kind of the same what we will need to be in terms of our coaching. Now with the foundations, all right, next slide please, Gary. Okay, is that bringing it back is a step forward. Cool. We're going to share a video with you from 2011, okay? And it was sent to me by an affiliate owner, Marina, who said that it really resonated with her, and that message all the way back then, 15 years ago, was the message that we're kind of giving you it tonight, today. The most successful affiliates in this community, the ones that are 10, 12 years in, okay, still growing, still energized, still full of people whose lives are being changed every day, and we're then genuinely making a difference to them, is what happens inside each one of our four walls, right? That success is because we never stop chasing excellence. Now, I'm going to caveat this video, all right, in regards to, there's a lot of water underneath the bridge, okay? This is from 2011. The market has changed. We've had COVID, all right, change of ownership, etc. But the message hasn't changed since then, okay? It's about 8 minutes long, so just please bear with me for 8 minutes.
I learned quite a bit about fitness. And I learned every bit of clients. And I'm learning a lot about business. And I'm learning it all from the affiliates. And I'm going to share with you some of the grander sense of what it is that I've learned, because I think it's profound. Just take a little side step here. The format, to get right to it. The format here is very different this year. You've got seems like a lack of experts, right? Parade of people stand up here and tell you how to do it. That's gone. Instead, what you can do is go zip lining, mountain biking, river rafting, fly fishing, or drinking, and hang out. But the experts are here. They're you. You're the experts. You are the experts. And I can tell you, I've learned from watching you. It's one of the things I've learned about business is an essential thing you taught me. I can tell you what it is that makes you successful in business, or specifically as a CrossFit affiliate. And it's this. It's the blind and relentless, constant pursuit of excellence. That's what it is. Yeah, round of applause for that. Excellence. Here's what it looks like. You are here. You open your box. You want to make a difference for people.
Yeah.
You start coming in, you get to work, and you ask yourself every day, every morning, every night, what can I do to make this better? What can I do to make it better? Not make more money, to make it better. And you've found 1,000 different ways to make it better. And it includes participating in building charities, to support the foundation, support of one another, constant and unending service to your clients, supporting and caring about everyone that comes through the doors like nothing else matters. And it manifests to any clean bathroom, doesn't it? Eventually. It's that easy. And every once in a while someone comes along with a marketing idea. Here's what that is. It's a departure this way. I've come to see marketing as something I've learned from you guys, just watching closely. Here's what marketing is. Marketing is all those things I'll do to improve a business that really don't improve, that aren't fundamentally at the heart of improving the product or service. I'm making this better, I'm making it better, I'm getting tired of making it better, I think I'm going to get some money. And I don't see it working. Why? There is some marketing going on, but the successful affiliates aren't doing it. No one's doing it. It's the clients. They're the marketers. They're the ones nagging people, begging them, please, you gotta go. Try different approaches like, you're so fat, you need this. Come back, I told him he's fat, he won't listen. That's where the marketing's going on. What you're doing in the pursuit of excellence is doing something that is endearing. Affiliates make people better. I did it for years and I didn't really understand it until I watched you do it. You make people better. There's a broad assertion with perhaps no meaning, right? Here's the great thing. I'm going to let you and your clients decide what better is. You, your trainers, and your clients recognize the tier in here. Have someone come in your gym and tell them I'm going to make you better. That's what I'm going to do for you. You decide what it means. Go over there, write down a little piece of paper, put down 5 things that make you better. I don't care what it is. Give you hints. Be a better dad, lower your triglycerides. What would make you better? Write it down. Put it in an envelope. And after you've been here for 6 months, you're going to pull that open. I still don't want to look at it. I'm never going to look at it. The whole experiment, I'm not going to look at it. And you're going to look at the things on that list, and you're going to come tell me, did your exposure, did your coming in here make you better? I know the answer. I know the answer. And you guys have become experts at making people better. Let me tell you where the answer doesn't lie. It doesn't lie in operating systems. Whether you use Mind Body or Zen Planner, open or close gym. You know the kind of thing I'm talking about? Systems are important. It gives efficiency and allows you to pay more attention to your clients. It'll help you stay on the path to excellence. And in making people better, what you do becomes endearing. They love you for it. But something else happens, and then it becomes enduring. Enduring. Now, the good part about that is it means it's going to last. You're not going to lose your business. You won't go hungry. That's kind of cool. But more importantly, it means you don't have to worry about money because you can keep pursuing excellence. That's what happens. That's the advantage of something that is enduring. It will last. And it will give you stability. And it's reflected in what has got to be the lowest failure rate for any small business association ever dreamed of anywhere on earth. And you keep plugging along, you keep coming in, we unlock the doors every morning, and it's them, not me. It's them, not me. What can I do? How can we make this better? How can we make it better? It becomes endearing. You've made them better. It's enduring, and pretty soon it becomes defining of the client. They define themselves by their association with you. They identify with being not just a CrossFitter, but an important member of your tribe, your box. And they'll love you forever. Now you're there. What do we call something that is hugely defining of individuals? With all positive connotations. What are we describing? A runaway brand. A brand. You taught me this. I learned this watching you. It took several years. But I listened, I watched it. When I meet you, I ask you questions. Want to hear what you think? Want to see how you did it?
Cool. All right, so then, that was back in 2011. As I said, a lot of things have changed over that period of time, but the message is the same. You guys are here, you're associated with a global fitness brand. Okay, that global fitness brand is synonymous with what you believe it is. Okay, enduring, endearing, and wanting to make and help people get better. All right, it's as simple as that. We want to have a lot of fun today, all right, just in regards to the conversations that we're going to be having, the breakouts that you're going to be doing over there. This is the most, like, how can I put it, motivational, kind of inspirational kind of stuff that we're trying to do. But fundamentally, team, as I said, we just wanted to strip it back a little bit. We wanted to be as transparent as possible with you so that we can have really good, honest conversations and really start to build on trust. We want you to ask us anything, okay, so that we can basically, you know, tell you what we know and have some, I guess, you know, conversations on like our businesses, what we do, so just so you feel comfortable to share maybe a little bit more, etc. Cool. All right, so we're going to bring the energy back up a little bit. We're going to maybe split off into our relative parts with the coaching and with the ownership kind of chats here. I'm going to, for the round table in this position, just kind of speed it up a little bit, right? But let us say 55. I know we're running a little bit behind, but I'll get Gareth to work through it on that side and I'll do it on ours because I've got to get Will to chat. What time's Will chatting? 10 past, yeah, cool. All right, we'll have a quick little round table and then we'll go through that there. All right then, team. So we're going to break until 55. All right, just to give you some little bit of air, a little bit of a breather. And then I want you to be in your corresponding areas to get started. So be upstanding for me, please, team. We're going to do our first 3 claps of the day. All right, and I want to make sure that we get good practice in for the end of the day, all right? All right, so 3 claps after me. 1, 2, 3. Awesome, right? See you at 55, please. All right, good, yeah. Beth, how we doing? So, that was good. Did you see enough of the screen? Or
yeah,
right?
yeah, thank you. Split now into the owners and coaches. So
Yeah.
cardio coach, but potential future owners to stay in the owner.
It's entirely up to you, whatever you feel you're going to benefit the most from, right?
Okay.
So again, it's super flexible in terms of, like, some people have brought coaches up with them, so they're just going to send them in there and they're going to be in here. So whatever you suits you best. Are you looking at setting up your own or purchasing a gym? Or?
The current owner of the affiliate, he's got the lease until the end of the year, and then he will no longer be the owner. So if you want to
Got you. That is happening. Like, we're seeing it quite often, and we have conversations. Which gym is that?
Okay. Very small gym.
Yeah.
He's been an affiliate in that space since 2014, but in 2019 it was collapsed and changed owners. But yeah,
Cool. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, like, it's one of those things, right? What we're going to be just talking about in the first one, it's realistically just to get them open, you know, and like, how do we find people, what do we use, and then Will's just going to talk about like what they do at Bath, because Bath basically have done a mini version of what they do at CrossFit Louvre, but like France is France, you know, the UK is the UK and Bath is Bath, right? So it just talks about like some of the ideas which they use, you know. Fundamentally, yeah, you can just do it whenever you want to. Okay. All right, nice one. Good job.
Realising I'm not prospecting is great. Realising I want prospecting, and then